Hi everyone, it's beautiful to be here again. It's another beautiful day with Elevators with Tonya and Juliet. I'm Elevator Juliet, and today I want to bring you a topic I titled Knowledge is Not Power. It sounds somehow right because we're used to hearing knowledge is power. As a matter of fact, I schooled in my secondary school days. My school, the our logo was knowledge is power. All right, but recently I came to realize knowledge is just not power. Okay, knowing something is not just power, but the applicability of what you know, the usability of the ideas you have or the knowledge you have is what actually that's where the power is. That's what makes you stand out. That's what gives you that power. For instance, you have a gun, right? You have a gun and you know this gun is loaded and you know how to pull the trigger and you know what happens when you pull the trigger. You're going to either, injure someone or someone's going to go drop. Fine. You know these things and kind of, this is going to be your safety weapon against some kind of unforeseen things that'll just come up your way. And so you have a gun. All of a sudden someone comes to attack you and you just did not pull the trigger. You allow the person to attack you and succeed and maybe injures you and goes away. So this brings us to the fact that you have this gun and you know how exactly it works and you know how to use it, but you didn't make use of it. All right? So where's the power in having a gun? Where's the power in knowing how this gun works? I'll just give you an instance with a gun, all right? Could be anything else. Could be this house, I'm here and I'm feeling hot, all right? I know that if I go on the fan, it comes up and I'm going to get dried and I'll feel cool, right? Or maybe the light, I come into a place and everywhere is dark and I know there's light, but I just have to switch turn the switch on to have light, right? That's how it works. Then again, I am tired. I feel like I'm tired. I cannot stand up. I'll be in darkness until I make the move, all right, to go put the switch on and have light, to go turn the fan on and enjoy cool breeze. That's how it works. So now this is action, all right? This one brings us to action. So having the knowledge of whatever you think you know, it's just by the way, but you using what you know, applying it to circumstances and situations in your life or around you, that's what makes you stand out. That's what really makes the difference. Okay? So now this is Elevators with Tonya and Juliet, bringing this your way. What are you doing with the things you know? What are you doing with the knowledge of the things you know? Some of you know what you do. You make time to go learn a lot of trades. You make time to go learn a lot of skills. Jack of all trades. That's what they call them. Sometimes master of none. Why is it so? It's easy for you to acquire knowledge, but you don't apply them. You don't make time to put them into use. Some of you bake. All right, you know how to bake very well. You know how to sew clothes very well. You know how to make hair. But at the end of the day, with all these things you have and all this knowledge you have, you cannot feed yourself. Like you're not financially free with this whole thing you have. When you come to computer, you are there. You're all round, like what I call all rounder. All right, you speak well. Your school. Some of you are not. You're not even schooled. So this talk today is not about being schooled or not being schooled. It's about you. Even if you're not learned. Hello, I'm not talking to just people that are schooled here. Even if you're not learned, but you have the ability to learn trade. You have skills. You have some things you can do by yourself. There's some knowledge of things you have. Could be anything. This is telling you to begin to look inwards. Check those things you know you have in you. Those ideas, those knowledge of things you have. Begin to look for ways to put them into action. Look, the best way to have started that thing you needed to start was yesterday. All right? The next best time to start up is today, like it's now. So this is encouraging you. Look inwards. Stop giving excuses. All right? Success abhors no excuses. If you must succeed, if you must stand out, be intentional about what you're doing. Stop acquiring so much knowledge. To even succeed, you don't need all those much knowledge. You have finished what's it, BSc, you're targeting masters, you're targeting PhD. In the interim, what are you doing? What have you done with the BSc you acquired? All right. So what are you doing with what have you done with it, or what are you doing with it? You want to go for masters? What have you done with the masters you acquired before you go to PhD? You know, I'm not against these things, but my point is, don't wait until you've acquired all the things, all the knowledge you're seeking for. Don't wait until you acquire all of them. You know why? Because we keep learning until we die. When you stop learning is when you die. All right. Anytime you stop learning, you're good as dead. So that knowledge you have, the little you have of it, you can start from somewhere. This is particular to those who are still giving excuses. You want to get everything. You want to start a business. You want to have millions before you get started. You want to get somewhere. I want to acquire this whole knowledge. Start. Who says they can't to make mistakes? As a matter of fact, failures and mistakes are pathways to success. If you're not scared, if you're scared to fail, if you're scared to make mistakes, it means you're not just ready to succeed. Because failure, mistakes are ingredients, seasonings for good success. Quote me anyway, and that's the truth. So Elevators Tony and Juliet is telling you today, knowledge is not just power. The applicability of what you know is what makes the difference. The applicability of what you know is what makes the difference. Go out there and try and succeed with what you already know. We love you. Stay blessed.